enough of that. So, hey everybody, and welcome to the judging of the Raiders of the Lost Art. This was a contest being held by us and everybody associated with the Bali Illustration Workshop to give the winner a free ticket to come out to the actual workshop in November to see myself, Dan Warren, Carl Ortiz, Kekai Kataki, James Zapata, and Al's not teaching this year.
Yeah, but Saskia is coming.
All right, and Saskia. Saskia was the last one. So yeah, Saskia Gudakunst, right? That's how you say it? Okay. So, hello everybody. There wasn't
basically
a ton of these, by the way. So
yeah, there wasn't a ton of entries. Basically, the challenge was to take an old master painting and to reappropriate the composition, the elements of the painting that made it work, just technically, not subject matter or anything like that, and use it to make an illustration for your portfolio. So we got a few good entries. There were 3 that stood out. One obviously won. The runner-up, I don't know, do you want to talk about the runner-up first?
Yeah, I'll bring them up one by one. So we chose the top 3, and yeah, we figured we would just touch on why these first 2 didn't win.
Right.
Because they are technically good paintings, but they didn't work with the brief that we had. I mean, they work, but they're not the best take on it. They're not the most creative approach to solving the problem we set forth.
Right.
So the first one is from VIN Fong. And,
so yeah, this is really good.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, you literally took the composition, you took the alley, you know, the guy standing there, you made it a new setting. It definitely works as an illustration for your portfolio that isn't instantly recognizable as that master painting. So good job on that.
Yeah, I like how you take, like, there's a few liberties, like bringing the doorway down, and you know, you make him like this little kind of troll-looking dude coming out of this hole in the wall in the middle of the night to talk to the night, and it's pretty cool painting. It's a pretty cool idea, but it's like it's a pretty literal translation of the original as well.
Yeah, I mean, basically, when you see what we chose for number 1, you'll understand a little better why this got nudged back a bit. It's just, this is really good. We don't want you to think it isn't.
Yeah.
It's very literal from the thing. It works really well. You've appropriated the composition, but you've changed the lighting, the subject matter. So it's really good. We just wanted to make sure we talked about it.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, good job with it. You deserve whatever's coming to you. That wasn't a threat.
Wow.
That was praise to you. I hope that you succeed in everything.
Sounded like you had a knife.
I'm coming for you, Ben.
Sounded like something's going to happen in Bali.
You better watch out. All right. The next one is Jacob Generica.
So this is really good.
I'll
basically, show the painting. This is like a 1-for-1 compositional copy of this painting, down to like the positions of the bodies, the subject matter of this guy who's obviously probably stolen from these dudes or done something to piss off all the other people. They're obviously all thieves, or it's like, it's very, very exact, and that's really cool. It works really well, but you're falling into something that's so literal in terms of the composition, the subject matter, even the characters, that this actually becomes an example of parody instead of reappropriation. So the challenge was to take the composition of something and use it to make a piece for your portfolio. But this falls into parody, where it's actually using that master painting as a joke to say something about Star Wars, which is a cool thing to do, and it's stuff you can do. That's like, how many times have you seen people just change the face on the Mona Lisa or something like that? Or
how many times has The Last Supper been done?
Exactly, The Last Supper, or the Sistine Chapel, and they just change the figures. I mean, this is more like that, and because everything is so exact, down to the bodies, the characters that are being placed there, the composition, the subject matter, it's too close to parody to work for what we were talking about, but you did a really, really good job with it anyway, so we wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, and we remember you, Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob, you had that floppy disk.
Yeah, he had a floppy disk business card, an actual floppy disk with this game printed on it. I still haven't forgotten about that.
I still have mine.
I have mine too. It's right on my bookshelf behind me.
It's great.
But it's awesome. Way to fucking think, man.
But I mean, if it hasn't already been done, which I don't know, I'm sure it has by a couple people, but not like a series. Master paintings redone with Star Wars characters is probably just a good internet idea in and of itself. Right. So
like this isn't like unsuccessful in any way.
No, it's great.
And if this weren't for an actual prize, we would have done like a tie, like between the winner and this. But because this is a contest that has a definite winner, we have to, of course, figure out who that is, and we're going by the contest rules. And again, this is how we've judged every challenge we've ever done, which is based around idea, the implementation of that idea, and how you approach something just creatively in general. Like, how are you bringing something new to this thing? Instead of just taking exactly what was there as a blueprint and plugging in new things, like, how do you do that in, like, the most creative way possible? Like, use the composition and everything else.
Right.
So, with that, I want to bring up Sam Dutter's piece. And I'm going to have to draw over this one so that you guys don't get mad at me.
This is the one we chose as a winner, and basically the reason we're going to explain quickly why this one. Basically, the reason this one is the composition's there, the elements are there, the narrative's changed, but the big thing that sold this over the other ones was that you took the shapes that those three bodies are making in the master painting, which is on the right for those of you watching, and you turned it into one giant kind of ogre character. So, like, the big reason you won and the big reason this is successful is you took the shapes and you did something new with them, because you just as easily could have made it three bodies again and just changed the costumes, which is what a lot of people did. But instead of going literal with the master copy, you took the shapes and you did something new with those shapes, and it's really, really successful.
Yeah, so I'll attempt to show you what we're talking about. So if you look at these, the cool thing about it is that you take this big shape here of the guy, this all right here, this whole attack going on, and you turned it into this. You turn this guy's thing into an arm, this into a shoulder, this part into the body, this into the leg. It's just, it's a really cool idea.
You looked really hard to see new things in the shapes that were there, which is something that almost nobody else in the contest did, which is kind of what we were hoping to see more of.
Yeah, like this alone, like, it's such a cool idea. Even taking like the guy's body that's in the original painting here, like these legs coming down, and turning them into just like this leg over here, like this guy's legs, getting pulled back under the arm, like that's so cool. And we were just really impressed by, just the approach to it. Like, just using, like, a lot of times I feel it's hard for people to look at something and not see the literal thing that's there. Like, everybody kind of would look at this and say, oh, there's three characters there. But what was cool about what you did was you didn't see just the three characters, you saw the shape.
Yeah, you understood that those characters were a circular motion series of shapes.
Yeah, and it was an effective shape. It wasn't that they were human beings. It's just a big, effective compositional tool. And you just plugged in something new into that shape instead of doing the obvious.
Right.
Which would just be to, like, change them into something else. Something characters doing that, but in like a whatever other setting. I mean, for example, doing the Star Wars thing. Like, this could be a Star Wars thing as well.
Right.
I mean, it could still be a Star Wars thing, even with the new shape there.
Right.
But, like, the obvious thing would be to just change them into characters doing their thing. But, yeah, the whole point was to look at the compositions, see them for what they were, and then bring them into something else. Use it in a really, like, creative way. So
thinking about composition,
it's not technically the best.
Yeah, thinking about composition, it doesn't have to be the exact characters in the exact places. It's just, what shape is that character making? What are they activating on the canvas? What purpose does that shape serve? Like, you really looked for that stuff, which is what we were hoping people would do, because once you do that and you move yourself away from the literal character pose in the right location copy of the master painting, you can plug in all kinds of new stuff when you break it down to just shape. When you look at a master painting as a series of shapes, you can do almost anything with it and reinterpret it and keep that composition. So that's what we were getting at with the challenge, and you did a really good job with that.
Yeah, so very effective take on this challenge. That is really cool. So congratulations, Sam. You get
And
you get the ticket.
We'll see you in
You're going.
see you in Bali.
You got to go to Bali and hang out with us and drink bintang.
Yes,
which is beer that runs that island.
it really is. They don't drink a lot of water. They drink a lot of bintang.
Or they're forced to. I'm not really sure. I think it's part of it.
It's a mandate.
Yeah. So, yeah. Congratulations, Sam Dutter. Awesome work. Good job. Congratulations to Jacob, too. This is really cool. And, of course, VIN Fong. Good job. You guys all did a good job, but, of course, we had to choose a winner. If it were up to us, we would have done ties, and because some of them technically are good, well executed paintings, and then some of them are just good ideas. And of course, like I like to say with like a Garfield comic book, it's like Garfield doesn't survive because he's this like amazingly painted cat. He survives because people like to read ideas. And things like that. Like, people will follow something that has some substance to it. So if you can, like, bring in an idea that is, like, a fun take on the thing and be like, oh, that's cool that you did that with that thing and I wouldn't have thought to do that, then that's going to last longer. And we appreciate that kind of thing. The thought going behind it, not just the painting process.
And hopefully anyone who didn't understand before this now understands that even if you can't think of a cool way to do an illustration, there's 10 million ways to start with master paintings. So, yeah, try this out. If you didn't do the challenge, it can be really helpful for starting a portfolio.
And if you don't already know about the actual workshop, it's coming in November. You can go to BaliIllustrationWorkshop.com and get all the information there. I believe it's actually sold out, isn't it?
I think it is, but I'm sure there's going to be another one next year. But basically, for people that haven't been or don't know what it is, it's a small format workshop, 2 classes of about 30 to 35 students. It's 1 week each, very intensive. You get assignments, there's workshops, you work alongside instructors, there's challenges. It's a very small, focused, intimate group where everybody leaves knowing each other, which you don't get from a lot of workshops. So it's a really cool way to kind of not just go there and work with people, but also meet and network a lot of people in the community.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of people I saw walking away from that week just talking to each other and being like friendly and then keeping connected, it's really cool. Like, there's not just speaking from experience of going to workshops and even teaching at other workshops, it's totally different. It's more, it's like Dan was saying, it's more intimate. It's like a personal space with real feedback. So if you didn't have a chance and you didn't know about it this year, just keep it in mind for next year, and I'm sure there'll be another challenge next year as well for free admission. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in Bali. We'll see you in Bali, Sam.
Yes.
I'll see you.
Farewell.
Bye.